A woman connects with a mysterious forest spirit while being stranded deep in the woods. A scientist named Martin goes into the forest with a woman named Alma. They are going there to try and find another researcher named Olivia, who went missing. They are captured by a man named Zach, who tries to do rituals for a forest spirit. Olivia breaks them free and shows the research she has been conducting. Alma gets suspicious of her and wants to leave, but things get horrific for the both of them. Strap in, movie enthusiasts. It's recap time. I bring you one more recap. Today I'll explain a horror mystery movie called In the Earth from the year 2021. So let's start. The film opens with a scientist named Martin Lowry, who is dispatched to a government-run enclave. This is happening in the midst of a pandemic that has decimated the nation. The outpost is situated outside of Bristol in a particularly richly forested location. This outpost is also here to support his former colleague and ex-lover, Olivia Wendell's, research. When Martin arrives there, they heavily sanitize him before letting him step inside. Once he goes inside, he meets another scientist and researcher named James. They talk about how he tests the use of mycorrhiza to boost certain abilities of plants and trees so they can possibly communicate with them. Following a successful physical test, he encounters his park guide named Alma. She speaks about the old times when people actually used to communicate with trees and sometimes even worship them. She also tells Martin about the local folklore of Parnag Feg, a forest spirit. Alma knows that Martin and Olivia were close, so she also briefs him about the fact that Olivia has been missing. Since this disease started spreading, Olivia went missing and was last seen in the woods. Alma and Martin decide that both of them will go and look for her in the woods. The next day, Martin and Alma set out on a 2-day hike towards Olivia's location early in the morning. As they walk together, they both talk about their research but soon realize that it is going to get dark soon. They came prepared because they had a 2-day journey in the woods. They set up tents and spent the night in the forest. The next day, they wake up and move forward, but they spot something peculiar. The two find an abandoned tent that appears to have belonged to a family based on the things that are still inside. But the tent has clearly been destroyed by some person or animal. They get a little scared, but keep moving forward until it's night, and they have to sleep again. Before sleeping, Martin sees that there is a rash on his arm, but he does not think much of it. During the night, they get brutally attacked by a mysterious person who steals everything they have. Martin wakes up and realizes that even his shoes are stolen. While walking barefooted in the forest, he badly cuts himself and starts bleeding. He sits down as Alma temporarily wraps a cloth around his foot and tells him to keep moving. Just when Martin wants to give up, they are approached by a man named Zach. Looking at Martin's bad condition, he offers help, but Alma is skeptical given what happened to them last night. But with no other choice, they follow Zach, who takes them to his home. Once inside his place, he looks after Martin's foot and seems very nice as he helps them. He offers them drinks, and seeing how kind he has been, they trust him and drink them. Eventually, both of them feel dizzy and fall to the ground because of the drinks Zach gave them. Zach then drags them out and changes their clothes while taking ritualistic pictures of them. It is almost similar to the images of the forest spirit that people used to worship. This means that he is using them to try and talk to the spirit. When they wake up, they find themselves tied to chairs. Zach even did something to Martin's arm, where he had the rash. They plead with Zach to let them go, but he refuses since they are needed for the ritual. He explains how there is a much more divine entity in the forest that can kill them whenever it wants. He is doing these rituals so that it knows that it is worshipped. Martin believes that this way he won't be killed. Just like this, a few days pass by as he keeps taking pictures of them while keeping them sedated. As they wake up once more, they see that Zach has dropped a blade on the ground. Before they can try and pick it up, Zach comes and checks on Martin's foot. He claims that the condition is very bad and that he needs to amputate 2 of his toes. Martin begs him not to do this, but he takes an axe and tells him to be quiet so he can chop them off clean. Disgusted, Alma looks away as he accidentally chops off only 1 of his toes and blames it on him for moving too much. He takes another swing and chops the 2nd toe as well. After that, Martin is outside, tied to the ground, as Zach is preparing him for another ritual. All alone inside, Alma takes the chance and drags her chair towards the blade so she can cut herself loose. She manages to break free, And when Zach comes inside, she knocks him out and frees Martin as well. Just as they are about to leave, Zach comes out with an axe and a bow. As they run in different directions, Zach keeps shooting arrows at Alma, but she manages to successfully run away. On the other hand, Martin trips and falls on a dead body. He gets up and tries to run away as Zach starts following him with an axe. Martin manages to keep running until a motion-detecting light starts flickering and blinds him. Zach comes very close to him, but to his surprise, Olivia comes out of nowhere and saves Martin. She also manages to save Alma and take them both back to her laboratory, where she properly treats Martin's foot. She takes a blowtorch and heats up a piece of metal. She then cauterizes his wound by burning it with the hot metal. She then starts to explain that Zach won't come near this place because he is Olivia's ex-husband, and he stays away for a good reason. She discloses that she and Zach were working on this project together. She also believes in the forest spirit and thinks that she can communicate with it. They were going by the instructions in a centuries-old book that was about this folklore. Using lights and sounds from an electronic soundboard, Zach had been assisting her in her attempts to make contact with the entity inside the stone. However, he disapproved of her method and departed. While looking through the book, she also speaks about a sacrifice. In the old days, humans used to sacrifice someone in the name of the forest spirit to connect with and communicate with it better. She then takes them both to a machine that can detect frequencies, and she shows that this forest has the most unique frequency. She also claims that she is working on translating the frequency, which is how she can communicate with the spirit. Alma then takes Martin away for a second and wants to talk to him personally. She makes a valid point by saying that they should leave because Olivia is the same as Zach. She also fears that both Zach and Olivia will use them as a sacrifice for the spirit, so they should run while they can. Martin also agrees and does not want to be a part of the ritual again, so they decide to leave. But Martin wants to meet Olivia one last time before he leaves. He meets her near a huge rock, which she claims is another form of communication. She explains how the ancient humans also used this special rock to communicate with the spirits, and so can they. Listening to this, Martin also shares that he and Alma want to leave and will go tomorrow morning. Olivia gives him a warning that the spirit will not let them leave now. The next day, Alma and Martin try to leave, but there is an odd layer of fog surrounding the place. It turns out Olivia was right, and the spirit is not letting them leave because the fog they are seeing is a deadly gas. Before they die in the gas, they run back inside. After that, both of them are sitting together as Olivia approaches them. They go near the gas, and she explains how she has seen this mist before with Zach. She claims that it's a gas produced from mushrooms and that it is keeping them inside the forest. She also adds that it goes away after a few days, but Alma thinks that she is keeping them here. She decides that she will wear a hazmat suit and walk through the mist. While collecting wood branches, they notice a person staring at them. But when they go closer, they see that it is a plant turned into a humanoid figure. Scared and wanting to leave more than ever, Alma wears the suit and decides to walk through the gas. Martin ties a tight rope around her so he can pull her back if anything goes wrong. She starts marching through the gas, but eventually feels lightheaded and falls to the ground. She starts to see some frightening things as Martin pulls him back. Olivia and Martin take her mask off as she starts crying from the sheer horror she just witnessed while being affected by the gas. At night, they are together when Zach comes there. Olivia claims that he never came this close before, so this must be important. While she goes to talk to Zach, both of them think that she is just like Zach and that they need to leave. Olivia comes back with some mushrooms that she crushes and makes a drink out of. She reads the book and claims that whoever drinks this mushroom water and sits near the rock can talk to the forest spirit. She forces Martin to drink since the spirit wants to talk to him. Martin agrees to this and goes near the rock with Alma. He drinks it and goes unconscious as Zach comes and knocks out Alma. He is planning to sacrifice Martin for the spirit. Alma wakes up, goes inside, and sees that Olivia is also doing the same rituals as Zach did earlier. Olivia attacks Alma, who manages to fight back and knock her out. She comes back, only for Zach to attack her now. She tries to fight back and unintentionally picks up a sharp object that she pokes right in his eye. Zach is still not dead, and asks Alma to treat him because he can be saved. But Alma hits him even harder as the sharp object goes deeper in him, and he dies. Just as he dies, Alma starts seeing things, because technically she killed someone and sacrificed in the name of the spirit. Now she is joining forces with the spirit as most of her life and recent events flash before her eyes. In the morning, we see that Olivia is dying, which is because of the spirit. Alma approaches Martin and tells him that they can leave the forest now. Here, this movie ends. I hope you like it. Please comment down on what you liked about this movie and what scene you liked, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in our next video. Thank you for being a part of Black's Movie Recaps. If these tales of mystery and intrigue sent shivers down your spine, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Black's Movie Recap for more bone-chilling narratives. Stay tuned, and until next time, stay captivated.